Thank you very much, Carson Daly. We are here in Stockholm, Sweden, with the Backstreet Boys. How you guys doing?
Welcome to Sverige.
Yes. What they say? Welcome to Sweden.
The Swedish meatballs are good.
Now, Sweden's been good to you guys. You guys kind of started off here, right?
This is the first, Stockholm was the first place in Europe that we all traveled together. When, back in '94 when we were recording our first album.
And Max Martin, Dennis Pop, they're all from here.
Totally.
We've done memorable work with them.
Lots of good friends here, lots of good memories here.
All right.
We know the club scenes and the restaurant. It's pretty good here.
Good. All right, good. We'll be getting some advice from you after this interview is over there. So now it's kind of coming full circle because you're up for a couple EMAs. You're huge now all throughout the world. You're up for Best Group and Best Pop. I think you're going to win. Any predictions?
I don't know. We've kind of been out of the scene for a minute, so I don't know if, you know, there's been a lot of new music come out since our last album came out, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
You're performing, which we're going to see actually live. Whenever you guys go on, we're going to, as long as it takes, we're staying on the air as long as it takes to catch you guys doing Shape My Heart live, which would be very cool.
Really?
Thank you, Carson. Thank you, everybody back there home.
Hey, you're welcome.
Black and Blue is a growth for us. It's another step up from the last albums. I think I'm very happy with it. And me and AJ, we can't stop listening to it. You know, I guess every time we get new music, anyways, we like listen to it. But it's a little bit more of our own influence on the album. You know, with the collaborations with like Babyface and Rodney Jerkins did a song called Shining Star, which we'll talk about in a little bit probably.
Yeah.
and also we did some stuff with the whole Sharon crew over here, and we wrote about 7 songs on the album.
Excellent.
Altogether, we've written about 7 songs, and the album's it's a little bit of a growth, and it's got it's the same old Backstreet stuff, you know. It's not. I think the main goal, the main thing we wanted to do was not change too far from our original stuff, because sometimes in the past you see like groups and artists, they'll totally change their style and they'll shock the world and they'll be like, that's not them. Right. So we got our old sound in there too, but it's a little bit of a growth.
It's a versatile album as well. A lot of the tracks from track to track you notice a difference. We have a little bit of an R&B flavor in some of the tracks. We have a little bit of a country vibe in some of the tracks, and then we have the straight up pop up tempos as well. A little bit of Latin flavor.
Everything.
Okay, you're going to break the hell out of the sales record, right? In the first week?
I don't know. We'll see.
We're just happy to make good music.
We pray. We hope.
That happens.
Pray to God. Everybody go out and buy a record.
Well, you know you're going to sell a ton, no matter what.
Yeah.
Well,
we hope
so.
We'd like to think so.
You don't want to count your chickens before they hatch, as my mom would say.
But I mean, it's just good music, hopefully, that our fans will enjoy. That's all that we want.
Excellent. We're going to be talking about some of the tracks, and we're going to be catching you guys doing Shape My Heart live from the EMAs, so stay tuned for that. We've got more Backstreet Boys coming up. Back to you, Carson. Carson, we're talking about some of the tracks from Black and Blue, kind of previewing them, if you will. Let's talk Shining Star. This is one you did with Rodney Jerkins.
Yes.
Yep.
It's actually a song that we got from some people from Sweden, and by the name of Francis and LaPont. And actually Kevin found this song, plus another song called More Than That, and brought it to us, and we all really liked it, and we decided to have Rodney produce it. And once we got the final production of the thing, Nikki and myself actually did a little bit of rewriting with him and came up with a little B chorus at the very end. So now we were able to add our names upon that as one of the 7 songs that we actually tried.
I think it's one of the, of course, it's one of the songs that are in competition for the next single. Contention, my bad, competition, whatever.
Now, what goes into a decision like that? Is it just personal feelings? How do you decide on a song?
Just, if we feel like radio will respond to it, how we feel about it personally.
Record company, together talking with them in management.
The bad thing is that we have to shoot the video in about 2 weeks, so we need to make a decision. Real soon.
It's like my favorite song.
We've been very fortunate. No, sorry, I mean to interrupt. We've been very fortunate in our past 2 albums that we've gone 4 or 5 singles deep, and you can't always depend on that. So you have to, take advantage and make sure that it's almost like playing a deck of cards, and you have to have the right play for the whole realm of everything, for the fans, the radio, everybody. So
it's important to
Line.
We're going to be talking about more of these tracks that are going to become a part of your lives very soon when Black and Blue is released on the 21st. Got more of that coming up. Back to you, Carson.
Thank you. The last movie that I went and saw was Almost Famous. There you go. I thought Kate Hudson did a great job. She's got a new fan in me. She did an incredible job. And there's a lot in that movie that I can relate to because of the music business. So.
Oh, Emily, you know your Kevin so well.
Uno, dos,
Let's sing it, guys.
Time, look where we are and what we've been through. Time, sharing our dreams, every little bit of life with you. Time, it goes on and on every day. Oh, time is what it is. Come what may. Come what may.
Nice! Little instant acapella of Time from the upcoming album Black and Blue. Let's talk about that track. You co-wrote that, right?
We wrote that.
the whole song.
All five of us together wrote that, and we recruited Babyface to produce it for the album.
That's a score.
And he's
Yeah.
actually, it's on the chorus, it's 6-part harmony, and he's actually singing a harmony in the middle, so we actually have a performance on the track with Babyface, so it's cool.
How'd you swing that?
My favorite CD of all time would be, I would have to say James Taylor's Greatest Hits. I admire him as an artist and as a singer and a songwriter, and I think he has definitely stood the test of time.
The last video game that I recently bought was Resident Evil 2. I'm usually a little bit late on video games and stuff like that, but I like to go back and play old video games and sometimes new video games. But Resident Evil 2, and I still haven't beat it yet because I haven't had time yet. But I'm going to do it very soon.
Okay, thank you very much.
If I had to pick somebody in Hollywood to play the life story of Howie D, I'd pick Lou Diamond Phillips. Yes, I think he did a great job in the portrayal of La Bamba. And since our life has kind of got that little Latin kind of musical feel, I think he did a good job.
Okay, Emily, now...
The last concert that I attended as a fan was Jackson 5 reunion tour when I was about 7 years old at Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami. It was the last time I actually went to a concert and saw, without the fellas, I mean, but that was when I was really, truly a fan.
I'm not kidding,
See
I know
Jackson
he went
5.
to
It was
Limp
the
Bizkit.
loudest concert I've ever been to. Explosions and crazy things, but it was still a Jackson 5, which was a once-in-a-lifetime thing for me to see. So.
Emily, don't get...
The last movie that I recently saw was, here's a clue, Stan Lee. X-Men. Well, I really like the movie X-Men because of the fact that I am a big fan of comics, and we happen to be working with Stan Lee, and he was one of the creators of the X-Men back in the day. So that's the reason that I like the X-Men. I thought it was a great movie.
No cheat.
The last movie I went and saw was, and the answer is Pay It Forward.
There was one song I wish I never had to hear again. It would probably be Bye Bye Bye.
My new favorite piece of clothing would be, I would have to say, I'm not wearing it right now, but my skull cap that I had on in the Shape of My Heart video shoot. I've been wearing it every single day since then. I love that hat. It's keeping my head warm while we've been on tour, and you know, the rest of the guys are ragging on me about it too. So, and no, it doesn't smell, Tim. But either way, it's a great freaking hat.
Got a wig, got it.
If I or the Backstreet Boys had a chance to sing a duet with anybody, dead or alive, it'd probably be Michael Jackson. I think we're all big fans of his. We've all grown up listening to his music, and we actually almost had the opportunity to do it on this album here. But unfortunately, because of time schedules and record company politics, we weren't able to do it. But maybe in the next album or in the future.
All right.
What's up, Carson? We're sorry we couldn't be there with y'all during the Spankin' New Music Week.
Yeah, but we hear that you're going to be handing out some CDs of ours, some of the Black and Blue CDs, out to everybody out there in Times Square at the end of the show.
Thank you for that, but we'll see you in person on November 21st when we're launching our new album with you in Times Square. Peace.
Back at MTV.